This is question 5.3, and they say determine the general solution of this here. Well, holy cow, they've given this in a factored form, in such a nice factored form, they've done half of the work for us to get started. So this will equal 0 if this part equals 0, and it's set up already in a nice way. Sine 3 sine 2x minus 1, we just add 1, divide by 3. If the sine of 2x equals 1/3, then that's one of your solutions. We're going to go shift tan of 1/3 and get one of the answers there. Well, let's look at this other one. It's also set up nice like this. Cos x plus 2 sine x equals 0. All we do is subtract cos x from both sides, and now the big trick is if we divide by cos x, sine x divided by cos x is tan x. And then minus 1 divided by 2, because we went cos x divided by cos x, it makes minus 1. If you divide by 2, you get tan x equals minus a half. Now you ask your calculator, shift tan of minus a half, it's minus 26.57 degrees, plus k times 180, the way tangent repeats itself every 180 degrees, so k is an integer, and that's called the general solution. For the sine one, hey, we've got sine 2x equals 1/3. Ask your calculator what angle goes with 1/3. Shift tan of 1/3. It's 19.47 degrees, and it repeats itself every 360 degrees. So 2x equals that. Now the secret with sine, though, is it works with that angle and 180 minus that angle. So there's my two general solutions. But I don't want to find out what 2x, I want to find out what x is. So we divide everything by a half. So it turns into 9.74 degrees plus k times 180. And 160 divided by half, it's 80.27 plus k times 180. So there's your three general solutions to this question. Now, some people might have started multiplying, doing weird things. They gave you the answer almost. They put it in a form that made it easier to do. Maybe we got time to try one more question here. Like, prove the identity. On your sheet, you've got the cosine of two angles added together. Cos of A plus B is cos A cos B, so it's cos X cos Y, minus sine X sine Y. You just write down the identity, the formula that's given on your sheet. Do the same thing for this one. You start with the left-hand side, and there you go. Now you multiply. Cos times cos is cos squared. Cos times cos y is cos squared y. I'm just doing FOIL, but I noticed something interesting. Cos cos plus sine sine minus cos cos times sine sine. The outside and the inside are going to cancel. And you're just going to be left with this minus sine times sine minus sine squared x and sine squared y. Well, that's pretty good. We're trying to prove that it's sine squared. The cos squared's got to go away. So instead of cos squared, we make it 1 minus sine squared. Cos squared turns into 1 minus sine squared. And then we multiply again, do FOIL. You go 1 times 1 is 1. And then I get minus sine squared right there. And then I get minus sine squared out on the outside. And then I get plus sine squared x, sine squared y. Oh, but we got a minus sine squared. Those guys will cancel. And darn it, I'm left with my answer right there. And that's pretty good. So that's how it works.